we will move on to 5, miscellaneous. A is discussion of Sac City recycling program. Adam has information that he would like to share, and we have Dean Stock here to answer questions and also provide information.
First, I'd like to thank Dean for coming tonight. And Larry, I see you've decided to come, and I appreciate you coming here. We weren't expecting you, so I'm glad you came.
Oh, and John is also here, so we're really glad to see him here as well.
I was provided some financial information from the Howard Center on the state of the recycling center, and that's what I have in your packet here. Just to go over some of the details of that report, you will see that the tonnage processed, you'll see that there is a report in here on the tonnage process. You see that say remained particularly consistent over the last decade. You will see that the sales revenue over that period of time has been somewhat sporadic. And that reflects...
Could we have copies of that? Because we don't have anything in front of us to see what's going on.
Well, I could share. You want me to, if they want to share some of these copies, I could look. I've looked through it all. I'd be happy to share my copies. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And I have an extra copy of
You should have the
Would you like to have one? No? Okay.
You'll see that your tonnage processed over the last decade has remained primarily consistent, and John, you or Dean can correct me. That might be a little bit misleading because paper is predominantly lightweight. Some of the items that there's dealt with at the recycling center, of course, have a different weight than other items. So as far as tonnage goes, several ton a container of paper will have a significantly different weight than a container of metal will have. So there could be some disparaging numbers as far as between how many actual cubic feet or something of that matter is actually processed there. But as far as the tonnage amounts go, they remain consistent with what's been over the last decade. As far as sales revenue goes, you'll see, as I was starting to report, over the last, oh heck, you can go back as far as when the facility opened. You'll see that there's a pretty sporadic expectation as far as the sales revenue goes. I spoke with Mr. Winkleman on the phone. We talked about this. It was explained to me that it is ran a lot like a commodities market scenario, where the cost of what you can get from particular metals or paper or cardboard can vary quite significantly. One example we talked about on the phone was cardboard, for instance. It can range anywhere from $20 up to, was it $120? I put 100, but I think it was as much as $120. Just to give you an example of the somewhat variable nature that exists within the revenue scheme. The difference between the sales revenue and the cost, of course, is picked up through the landfill commission. Is that true, Dean?